Hi, my name's Christine Giffen, and I wanted to share with you about my spring story when I took my radiation treatment in London this summer. The biggest was the first day when I was so scared about it all. And it was just, when I look back the next day, I actually wrote a journal entry about kind of all the unknowns, the unknown about the radiation, the hotel, the roommates, and just seeing how God went before me, and that the unknowns that we were unknown is scariness, right? And they became opportunities to look back and see God's faithfulness. There's a gentleman there that was waiting for the shuttle bus. It was actually outside, not on the bus. And it was just kind of how we tend to ask people, how are you doing? How's it going, right? And most people say fine, but I was quite surprised when he actually opened up and shared with me how stressed out and anxious he was about his situation. And that's when I found out that it was his second lung. And I kind of shared with him how when I was anxious, I would read the Psalms, especially at nighttime when I couldn't sleep in that. And then he says, well, what Psalms? And I suggested Psalms 23, wanting to find a common one that I thought everybody would know. And I started, and he kind of had a puzzled look on his face, and it's hearing as well. And I started saying it, yeah, you know it. And I started saying it, and he started saying it right along with me. And I said, well, see, you'd be surprised. I find that help, and I hope it works for you too. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me has always been one of my favorite verses. But I think that through this cancer experience, I think I was trying to avoid all the uncomfortable situations maybe, and I was very relieved when I didn't have to take radiation treatment. And then when I got called back that they had found more cancer and that they thought I should have radiation, I felt a little bit like, yeah, see, you knew it was too good to be true, didn't you? But what God showed me when I went back and revisited that verse was, it's the strength that comes from Him. And so it was me trusting Him to give me the strength every day, and not to be afraid, and to trust Him that He had all things in control, and that He would give me the daily strength that I needed. I was never quite sure when the machine was hitting me, so as I was waiting, I was always praying, Lord, just heal my body, and thinking of that verse, be still and know that I'm God. Well, I did that for the first 2 weeks, and it was kind of the same repetition prayer. And then one of the devotions that morning had kind of made me more aware of that I was being a little bit self-centered in that all these people were going through a lot more, and even the people that were working with us. And so I started the third week starting to pray for the technicians that were working on me, and asking them how their day was going, and just being a little more sensitive to those people, because it was pretty much the same ones on a pretty regular basis. And I wanted to, if I could, make their day brighter. I think that I would say that, it's okay to be afraid. That's normal, that's human. But I think that when we admit to our fears and then we put them in God's hands, He turns them into good stories. He turns them into faith experiences. So not to be afraid of what might come, because God is in control, and something good is going to come out of it. I think sometimes when we're there in the middle of it all, I'm doing it, I'm praying for them, and then it's like I come home and you get on with your day-to-day life and you kind of forget about some of those people. And so that's, this week I heard from 2 of them, one by email, one by text, and I thought, yeah, Christine, the job is not done yet. When God puts people in our lives for a purpose, right? Yeah. So, see what happens.